Hi everyone, welcome back. So in the last video, I showed you how web agent can explore any website, understand it, and even create automation script out of the box. And in this video, we are going one step further. I will show you how to take the same capability, but do it inside a controlled, context engineered setup using postcode rules and workflows. I have given an introduction video on rules and workflow, which you can find it in our channel. And continuing on this, this is what makes postcode powerful for real engineering projects. So by default, postcode already works in a context-driven way. It creates tasks, reason through them, and keep the context alive. We have seen that. But in big engineering teams, generic intelligence isn't enough. We need governed intelligence, right? That's what rules and workflows give us. Rules captures how our project should behave. For example, coding standards, framework guidelines, naming conventions, all these things. And the workflows in postcode tell it what steps to be followed for repeatable process like planning, generating, and healing test, like the example which we have seen in the earlier videos. So let's start with creating a rule. Rules can be global or local in nature. Local in the sense workspace related rules. I will type /new rule. Let's name it as Python playwright testing guideline. So you can see I can type things naturally in natural language. Um, there is no template to follow or anything like that. So what should this rule contain? It should have it should include Python guidelines with style guides, PEP8 compliance, naming convention. So we just have to tell all those details over here. Then we need to have a session for playwright testing guidelines and other like what kind of structure you want to follow. For example, here I want to follow a page object model, handle assertion, all those kind of things we can specify in the rule. And finally, what you want, like we need the we need to include environment and the dependencies, like how we manage requirement or test file, what are things it has to be aware of, like when it test is getting generated and executed, first it has to check for whether the playwright is installed. All those kind of things we can specify in the rule. So this is kind of a for the demo I am showing this, but the rules can include your business rules as well. You can copy paste all your business rules into this and tell that always follow this particular set of things when you're creating stuffs, when you're developing stuff, when you're adding a new feature. So now you can see the rules is getting created. And you can see this file now become part of the project, version control, consistent, and visible to every teammate and every workflow that runs later. And these rules will get applied to any task you perform using postcode. It is automatically picked up and it is being used. Right. So it will give a summary. We can go through the summary as well. This we have seen in the introduction video, so I am not going into the details. The playwright testing guidelines, environment dependencies, test organization. All these details are included. You have to review it as a context-driven context engineering perspective. Uh, think that agents are like person. How you ask a person to do things, you have to specify all those things so that it will be in a controlled way we will be doing things. Right. So the rules are there. Similar way, we can create workflows. You can think of it as a blueprint that defines how postcode should perform a series of tasks. Right. To create workflows, it will be /new workflow and give it what all step it has to do. Right. So for this particular demo, I have already created these workflows. You can see we have a test planner. What it does, it takes input like any web URL or anything you can specify. It can take additional context like scope, credential, persona, role, performance, platforms, constraints, all these things. You can define all these things. What should be the output would would be like it has to create a test plan in a certain format and keep it in this workspace, follow all these things, right? And there are different phases, like phase phase 0 is to discovery and context building. It has to go through the readme file, it has to go through. So this particular planner I have created it in a generic way, for which I can use it in any project. So it has specific details around Python and other programming languages. You can think of workflows like a set of rules which you have to follow in any project you go in. You can create it generic, or you can create it specific to this particular workspace or code base. So currently, for this particular demo, it is generic in nature, but it has all the details. I mean, here it is actually building up all the details related to test actually, and in the phase 1, actually, it gathers the project context from the README files and other things. And so here you have to think like how a person will do the stuff, like how he will approach a particular task when he is given, how a person will create a test plan. So what all things he will be following. So same thing you can mention over here. For me, these are the things, right? To create a plan, these are things I used to follow. And once these are followed, I will be um, I'll be creating the document which can be used. So it has some examples, everything. So I haven't given everything into, so how we have created the rules. Similar way I have done this as well, right? Um, Coming back to this, we have test generator in a similar way I have created. This is also a workflow. I have a test healer, which will, if there is any issue, it will go through the errors and try to fix that. And these are the steps it will follow. We will see this in when I execute these things. And I also created a test breaker just for a demo purpose. Like it will break the test which we have created so that I can demo the healer. So these are the workflows and rules. If you have any questions, just comment, reach out to me. For demo, I am using the same website I have used before. Has these pages and all those things. So first thing is test planner. When I have created a new task, it is already attaching the rules to it, so that agent is aware of the rules to be followed, right? And to access workflows, it will be a slash command. So slash test planner, and planner requires the target, the URL, and some context, right? So here, for example, I will just give it this particular URL. I will say login using, just in case. So it will go through the README. README has all the details. So yeah, let's see how this particular workflow is getting executed. Postcode now analyze my demo site once it has gone through all the phases. All right. So you can see it has created a task using the workflow. This is all the phases. It has project discovery, all these things it has created. So in the first phase, these are things it has to do. So it has changed that. So you can always refer to this, what it is doing at the moment. So here we are using agent. We can always use web agent as well for this particular task, because it requires it to go through the website and all those things. So let me quickly switch to web agent and give the same task, so that it will be easier. So web agent has all the inbuilt tool required to navigate to website and open website and all those kind of things it can perform out of the box. So let's use web agent. Let's run the test planner workflow. Yeah, so now we can see that it has created this test plan. It has followed all the steps mentioned in the workflow, and also it has created a README file how to utilize it. This particular plan document, and if you see the plan document, it has all the details which is required, not only for an agent. It is a agent to work on, or it can be for a person as well who is in your team to go through. And so we can review this particular document, go through the details it has created, and make adjustment. So we will go through it. We don't have to believe whatever it has done. So for this particular example, it has gone to the website and created this particular document. But in real world, it will be from a story or particular function. And you can see all the details are there, which we have asked for. And let's see in the next video, using this particular plan document, how we can generate how we can automate the test using our test generator. Um, Hope this was helpful. Thank you.